Problem here is like if they play like Head Start Doppel or something, 2 men on straight lawless. Hey, Rush Reckless here, and welcome to the Villain in Heroes League episode 6. So it's a little bit funny because you guys are probably wondering, didn't you just make a Villain in Heroes League video? And while that is true, I was playing around with this deck a little bit. So this is not the one I showcased in the last video with Devastators. I was playing around with Flameless. I do think Flameless is a little bit better in this higher end meta because they're running a lot of AoE like cards, but that's fine. So I was playing around with this deck a bit, and then I started realizing this deck's a little bit too fast to where Summon Militia isn't even, not Summon Militia, sorry. Summon Militia makes this deck even faster, which makes Temple of the Heart too slow. And I mean, I would definitely run this if I was base health 14 or something, but as a base health 15, especially, I'm starting to face like base health 19, 18 players. I think if I'm consistently facing base health 20s, then it makes sense to run this, but I've been facing like 18 and 19, and it's the point where I kind of don't want to run this. So what will we run today? The magic pick today will be this card, which is actually kind of crazy. Like, you don't really see me playing with this card, but this card is actually extremely potent. It's really strong. Of course, the reason why this doesn't see much play is because a lot of people try to fill in way too many dragons into their deck. I mean, you could also just get away with playing you can always get away with just playing, for example, a Swarm Dragon deck with Dreadful Keepers. That's also really good. Maybe Zuri as well. But this deck actually looks pretty solid. Now, if I had more Fusion Stones, I wouldn't actually keep this kind of deck. I actually showcased what the deck would look like in the last episode, which would be you discard Potion and you play First Mutineers instead, because First Mutineers is an amazing card. But I don't even have the Fusion Stones to actually get this, or copies to get this level 5, so it's alright. I'm gonna stick with this for today. I'm actually kind of excited, not gonna lie. Let's get into it. This is our first game. I also want to mention that having only one dragon in the deck, which is Flameless, which basically means that Spare doesn't see much play, but it sees enough play, and enough play is good enough for me. The typical combo is like you drop Flameless down, and then the next turn you spare. You can even spare a few Forgotten Souls and then just win the game like that. Stuff like that is very tricky. So like in this matchup, maybe I could run TOH, but look, it's winter and it's like, why don't you just rush? You could also just play Devastator's build like I did in the last episode, which was a lot of fun. So without TOH, Restless Goats actually becomes worse than Saber Paws in this kind of board. I will cycle first, hope for something better. Restless into Doppel seems fine. Keep this on the board is actually completely fine because we have GP at max level. So right now all we're looking for is frontline for Flameless on 5, and then we just snowball from there. Potion really doesn't see play. I don't think I'm going to be playing this card even once throughout this episode. Reason being is that Flameless with, okay, that's actually so good. I'm so happy. I'm actually really happy with that, because now my Flameless won't get, this is actually so good. My Flameless is not going to get destroyed, and then we also have Spare and Forgotten Souls coming up really soon. So we're gonna drop this down, cycle Potion. Even though you could keep Potion with Forgotten Souls, I want to kind of risk it because I do see better options and some other options are better here. The reason I played on the right is because I'm actually baiting the enemy to attack on this side. At the same time, I don't really care, so I don't really care much for this. I really care for this, however. Baiting the enemy to attack on this side, on top of that, if you play Spare, I mean, at max level, you could do Spare into Forgotten Souls, hitting the Spare into the base, into that, and win the game. But it's not max level, and we're gonna win the game anyways because Flameless is too strong. But I want to see if I actually drew, if I would have drawn it right here. Oh, I wouldn't have drawn it, but guys, think about this at max level. You can do GP, like Gifted, Forgotten Souls, you just win the game. I'm just saying, guys, if you are at the high end of HL and you have the resources to make this deck, make it. It's so good. It's so like powerful, and it's a lot of fun. Like we just won on mana 6 like that. So let's get into the next game. So it is against base L20. I guess slowly we have been climbing the ranks a little too fast, because in the last video I actually did end. I didn't even reach top 500. I didn't realize, but I wasn't even top 500. Now I'm top 500 and I'm slowly pushing into top 100 sooner or later. And maybe that would kind of call for TOH, which I'm actually kind of not, I'm not like I'm kind of a fan of that too, to be honest. You can settle for all kinds of things. I think this 4 mana turn is actually really solid. Yeah, I'm down to do that. I'm actually down to use Restless here over Gifted. I think it's correct, but yeah, you can actually hug the unit here as well. I think that's completely fine. I'm going to play these two first before playing SM. SM will come out last. We'll make a bunch of space for the SM as well. Hopefully it lands on like somewhere here. That's fine as well. It's good. So the reason why I said like hug the construct here is because this is good against countering linked golems. If you had played, for example, Restless ending up here or something, then the linked golems can come out, buff that, and attack, and you don't want that. So Windmaker's here is completely fine, actually. Like, it's not the greatest thing, but it's not the worst thing either. Interesting. We're gonna get another Windmaker's proc. So we have to cycle this. There's kind of not much else. Flameless coming out. Man. I think you have to do Flameless here. You just have to. You don't see a world where you don't. It's so much value. It's more value than this. If you consider 7 plus 6, that is going to be 13. This is 3 above. I mean, if you had GP and you can perfect trade, then obviously that's a lot better, but I think it's actually really good. We can, for this kind of hand, I'm guessing I would cycle Saber Paws first and keep this hand because I actually do. Man, this sucks though. They have good counter cards. This is surprising to see. You don't see this often. You don't see this often. It's actually outvaluing Flameless by 1. That's alright. Okay, in this case, actually we cycle Gifted, but we don't need to cycle first. I mean, you could cycle Get Spare, but I'm kind of okay with this just dying. I think this is actually more value. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This, into Head Start, into Cycle Gifted, and we're happy. I'm actually okay with Spare not doing much here because this is one unit. This is a 1 strength disadvantage and it's already so far behind. I don't really care much for it at this point. Now I am going to take a lot of damage though. It would be lethal range, so I might have to defend against that, which I'm not a big fan of. You guys probably know that by now. Not a big fan of that. The next cards drawn will probably be something like Restless, Summon. We have Restless, Summon, and Forgotten Souls coming up soon. That's okay. I'm actually gonna greed. I think I might lose here, but I think I'm gonna greed it. 8 damage puts me at 5, which kind of does suck. Okay, good. It kills his own unit. Nice. Okay, so we're going to be at 7. This is going to clear. Spare does not see any play, so I need to cycle this ASAP. There's some Forgotten Souls. So close. It would be 9. We could honestly do that. Put them at 9. Not put them at 9. Put them at very low. I'm going to do it. The reason I'm going to do this is because I know that Restless Goats is coming up very soon. And I can actually completely clear this side of the board, which means Shady Ghoul can come out. As long as I live, we can actually do a lot of damage. Flameless kind of sucks here. I need 1 movement unit because I'm going to assume they're going to clear both of these. I also have to assume I'm not going to die, so hopefully we live. Hopefully they don't kill me, and then if I draw one movement unit, which to be honest, what would be drawn next? I remember I cycled away. What was it? Oh, I played Saber Paws. So Saber Paws is probably the card that will come out first. I think Saber Paws, Doppel is my 2 best cards to be drawn next. And if we draw that, we just win with Shady, Restless. It's kind of the setup we went for. So I think it's good. I think we're chilling. That's fine. That's going to go up here. They're going to clear that. We still have this open. So we have this open into this open. Okay, well now they might actually play another unit. If they play another unit like here, the game gets difficult. If they play here, okay, if they play here, we still have actually, so they should have actually played it here. That would prevent me from getting an opening, but they didn't, which means I am going To RNG this. I don't like this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I said it right. I said Doppel Saber Pause. So GG. That's going to take the second game, and we'll play one more. These games are super fast, but I like fast games. That's so scary. So scary. And for our final game, I hope we win this one. We actually climbed quite a lot of ranks, not gonna lie. I'm impressed. I'm happy with the deck. It's not bad. We actually made use of everything. We didn't make use of spare though, which kind of sucks because the whole highlight of the video was to make use of spare. Yeah, I mean, trust me though, like if you get the setup, it just feels so good if you get the setup with flameless into spare. So this is kind of obvious. This is so much value, 12 value. It's honestly difficult to decide what to do when they put a structure like that, because it actually depends on how they play, and on top of that, it depends on the head start bounce. I think I'm down to just take this corner. It is against Swarm, the center left tile, and then it is against Swarm. I don't know. Yeah, so this is like okay. The problem here is like if they play like head start Doppel or something, I don't even have a way to clear that, do I? I mean, I can use spare here, but as a rush deck, wasting the 2 men on spare. So there's a Doppel head start's gonna come out probably. Maybe Lawless Herd. Oh wow, I called literally the exact setup they're gonna play. That's hilarious. And they get it right onto the structure, of course. That ultimately sucks a lot. So this is a tough decision, but the way I'm currently seeing it is actually, no, I'm gonna cycle Potion. Even though Potion does look like it's the way to go, it is actually slightly too low value for what I want it to be. I think Restless Doppel GP is fine, which I'm going to definitely go ahead and do right now. Problem with the Restless Doppel GP, now that I'm thinking about it, I think this is a way to do it. No, it's fine. The problem with this is it's gonna bounce onto that, which does suck a little bit. This GP will probably bounce onto that, which does suck. There's our Flameless. Next turn, we're probably gonna do SM Flameless. Actually, this whole setup is bad. Oh, this game's over actually. I just played completely into Dark Harvest. Why did I not think about that? I'm not sure. I guess mistakes happen. If they have Dark Harvest here, I think I just lose. Which kind of sucks. And we just lose. I'm happy to concede this one, not gonna lie. I think the game's actually pretty much over at this point. It's very, very hard to come back from this. But let's see. If I somehow cycle away this card, which isn't good, to cycle away, yeah, the game's over. The game's over. We'll just concede that one and we'll just move on to another game. That's fine. I completely played into Dark Harvest, which is my bad. Should not do that. Don't make that mistake, guys. Don't make that mistake. Okay, so we need to... Well, Raven the Ninja. That's a cool name. I think I've played against this player before. So we need to make up for that lost game. So this time, we're not going to make that mistake. It's against Ironclad. Saber Paws, fine. I think they're going to end their turn here, no? Yeah, so that's the problem with going first. A lot of the times you end up just wasting your turn like that, and that's terrible. I think I'm going to go ahead and use Potion here. It is the most value play. Keep this alive for GP potential. There's the GP. I mean, the problem is we don't have frontline, which does suck. If we did Shady SM, we have frontline, but the problem is if I go for frontline and ignore this unit, then I might just die because I have like actually no... Yeah, as you can see, I have actually like nothing. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm gonna do a pretty funny play, which I am completely down to do. I want to do GP Shady Ghoul, but that would require me to like probably cycle away the Doppel. That's so funny. I'm gonna do it. I think it is correct, so we'll go ahead and do it. This is just being a little extra. You could just GP here, but I'm kind of happy with just doing this. Okay, I will cycle this first, but I'm kind of sad if I draw like gifted. Okay, Cedar Frost. Okay, that's fine then. Because if I drew gifted, you could actually just gifted doppel, and then you're winning by so much. But this is completely fine. Ooh, that's also a good bounce, keeping us a little healthy here with defense. We might even drop spare here. I mean, as much as it looks like I'm winning, okay, to be honest, it doesn't look like I'm winning. I'm 12 base health down right now from the enemy, but this looks very solid. However, it's not. This is actually so good. Them playing this actually can make me win. They might play destructive bots to clear. Unstable, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Not gonna lie. I'm actually happy with that because now I can drop down my own Flameless. However, it is risky because it plays into Windmakers, but I think it is still play. We'll go ahead and drop Flameless. You can play it anywhere because that does destroy itself. I will play it on the center right, take up space, and right hand side's always better because then you can use spare on the left and set up some like spare here, Flameless here, walk in, and you know, that's probably the most efficient way to do it. But 8 health it's not good. It is not good. There's the Windmakers, which I'm so sad about, honestly, because it perfectly clears into it. Wow, these games have not been going good, have they? Not going good at all. And I think we just lose with that, don't we? We actually just lose. We might have to use spare just to clear, which I think we're going to do. Which I actually should have used spare first so that I can cycle back into spare for leader. If they have like a Hysteria as well, oh my goodness. Don't do me like this. Raven the Ninja is too powerful. Powerful ninja. We can still win this. I take it back. Game's over. Wow, these players, everyone's playing Eloth all of a sudden. It's a very powerful card though. Yeah, this game's over as well. Let's move on. Okay, so on to another game. We're going first this time. Vergonsul cycle. I will go ahead and do Doppel. I think it is. I mean, there's not really much else you can do. Doppel seems fine. Head Start can come out with Saber Paws. Looking forward to it. As you guys can see though, yeah, it's normal to lose. I've just lost the past 2 games. I got ran down. I guess is the best way to put it. I got absolutely destroyed. I hope Head Start doesn't land here. That's probably the worst how it can go. It doesn't go there, so I'm happy. It's against Winter as well. Flameless comes out on 5. Maybe for once, I can actually show you guys the Flameless setup. Maybe. I'm lucky. I can show you guys the Flameless setup, and then we're gonna be really, really happy. Because I need to do the Flameless Spear setup at least once for this video. I haven't done it at all. I haven't used Spear at all, and I just upgraded it. It's kind of sad. That's fine. It's a little too slow. Unless they're playing some cycle deck or something. We get 5 damage in, so we're even on base health now. Flameless has only 1 playable tile, so go ahead and do that cycle. We don't have Forgotten Souls, which I believe we did cycle in the early game, so the chances of us drawing it here are pretty low. It's possible, but it's pretty low. Either way, I think you do cycle this. You can do spare just for the health. This is like a budget potion. It is technically 7 strength total, and it's 2 mana. It's actually a budget potion. Wow, they cycled back into Cabin Girls. That's scary. I mean, that's actually good because they wasted 2 mana there, but it's scary because they just harvested a unit. Wow, so we can do a very dirty spare play here, actually. To be honest, yeah, no, you still cycle this. 6 plus 6. So close. See, like, if I had max Forgotten Souls here, this is actually lethal. So just letting you guys know once again. Gross deck. It's a gross deck. I'm down to do this. You need to pop the buff early. And we're going to go ahead and play Gifted here, GP here. I mean, we could actually have just Forgotten Souls that. Now that I'm thinking about it, probably should have. Because this plays terribly into AoE cards. So that is misplay. I should have actually used Forgotten Souls there just to do the damage. And then we can win with like Saber Paws or something. Most likely at least. And Confinement comes out. Yeah, so definitely Forgotten Souls would have been better there. My bad. But this is also really rare to see. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of rare cards the enemy's playing here. Either way, we win though. So, I mean, That's good, but it was definitely a misplay. We should have just done the damage to the enemy. So good game. It's going to be a wild seer Pasolito. So we won two, we lost two, and then we won the last one. I mean, there's not much else to say other than if you win some, you lose some. I hope I got to showcase, at least at the very end, the spare potential. And honestly, like I was saying, I would be so happy to play it. Like, I think I'd have most fun playing that kind of setup with FM over Potion, but I don't have the cards for it yet, so I can't really do that myself. But if you can do it, you should do it. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you in the next one. Peace.